Good afternoon. I'm a little bit under the weather today. Got a bit of a flu-y, cold thing just hanging around. It's just there. It does. It feels exactly like COVID, but I'm guessing it's just the flu. This one's going to be super quick, and it's called. Oops. Hopefully you heard that bit. It's called Immaculate Deception. And basically, in about 2 minutes, I'm going to explain how the Immaculate Conception Christian Catholic, Roman Catholic Mary myth is actually just a tool of colonisation that falls down in a great heap when an Australian Prime Minister has got himself in such a pickle trying to do something that's lasted, that's been very effective for, 2,000 years? But falls down in a big pile of shit with the modern technology, but they still tried it. So this is, really does show the level of, I don't know, what's the word? Inferior. I'd say inferior inbred Italian insemination. Inferior inbred Italian insemination. Basically, if you think of the way that the church works, was Latin priests, right? It's the Roman Empire, okay? So they had legionnaires and all these centurions. We went out, fighting like rah 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 da 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 da, and then there was Jesus came and all this thing. Anyway, Immaculate Conception. Basically, women have a really high tendency of being, what's the word? Of committing adultery. Like, they want you to think that isn't the case, but when if I think of all the thousands and thousands and thousands of pornography things that I've been displayed, they're almost all different women. And the amount of men consistent, like there's the same amount of men. So women obviously have been doing this, before contraception, all these things. So it's like, and then there's power dynamics. Basically, if you were a small nomadic tribe living in somewhere, in uncolonized territory that the Romans came into, and your husband's dressed in fur, and you see a Roman centurion coming in all his shining armor and stuff there's a really good chance, not that he's going to rape you, that you're actually going to go and do this. All he needs to leave you with, you see, is the key. And he's probably whispering this in your ear like, "Ere pronta di gianni, e piena vacciani, the Virgin Mary, she was immaculately conceived by God himself." It's just colonization. It's a colonization story. It's to do with like, it will inevitably lead everybody to Rome, right? It's like all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome because women can't keep their legs shut. Okay. Now, Australia is not Rome. It is not a Catholic colony. It is not a Catholic fucking nursery. It is not a Catholic fucking breeding ground. It is a fucking British Empire project that has been completely bastardized and has been attempted to be stolen using this fucking tool, using this Virgin Mary fucking key, the fucking Da Vinci key. It's like, that's why do you think they have two keys? It's like, one key is like, hey, we've been telling all these bitches that really we were fucking conceived by God and really we're just fucking Roman centurions. And eventually to do with modern fucking technology. That's a skull and crossbones, if you haven't noticed. Eventually, because of modern technology, it's all going to fucking unwind. And the Prime Minister, who's been basically inseminated here, not by God, but in their minds, it's like, they tried it. They literally tried it. They're like, a boy will be born in Australia. He will be immaculately conceived to do this thing to rescue the Aboriginal people. But it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, there is no way that you're not doing this. There's no pathway that we are just able to provide housing, defense, food, water, shelter, education, all these things for the fucking world, especially the European and the fucking whatever world, to just inseminate our women based on this simple telling. So basically, all Anthony Albanese has done is he's gone, those Australian men, the men that have had to adapt to their environment here, been rough and ready, pioneering men, right? There's an Australian man, okay? They're evil. And then we are going to care for the Aboriginal man, right? But their trick is they want you to look at both the same so that you continue to be inseminated by all the foreigners because of little things like the fact the Australian accent isn't, I don't know, it's not as European because we haven't, it's like, I will go there. I will dress in the finest garbs and hover in, as a European descendant that has been around all this stuff for thousands of years. Okay, my Australian story is one of a reformed Christian church coming here, not this shit. And basically, it just ends up it's the same thing. It's like they just are committing mass, what's it called? Polygamy. Like the government. So Anthony Albanese in this, I kid you not, and it's like, I'm really sorry to all the woke people because they're going to cry when they realize that Anthony Albanese is trying to be Australia's Pope. Okay. And if you're a single mother on this benefits thing and you've had some French rendezvous or some German rendezvous or some fucking Danish rendezvous, any of these things, you belong to the Australian Anthony Albanese Pope in this fucking system. That's the way it works. And you are actively invading, and you're saying it, and you've kidnapped my children, you've prevented me from fathering my children, you've indoctrinated them with the extreme Catholic thing, and this is going to lead to a war. Okay, like inevitably. You aren't, and none of you are adapting to the massive technological change either, which is exposing this at every point. Because it's like it worked when everyone was on foot, and you would, like, if you were traveling anything, you would pass through a town, you would never go to that town. No one would ever be able to find you. In fact, even like if you were a uniformed like military of the Roman Empire, it's like they all look the same. No one would ever know who you are. But basically, it's a sham to be like, I had sex. Either I was raped or I had sex with that Roman guard, right? You know enough of the language to understand, and you understand all the roads go to there, and then there is a pope that sits on top of that, and he speaks to God. So it's like, yeah, you've been inseminated by God. That's their whole thing. That's it. That's what the Nazis did. That's what this Australian Labor Party is doing. They are literally Catholic Nazis masquerading here and claiming that a little fucking bag that was thrown at an Invasion Day rally while they are participating in an invasion is a terrorist act. So I declare every single thing you've done since the beginning of 2020 as a terrorist invasion. If you want to sit there and go, this person that you've obviously fucking, false flagged, some fucking lunatic, you've got to throw a bag of something that didn't explode so you can continue this pantomime, right? You're all fucking terrorists. So I guess the one good thing is it's like now we know what the sentences that we'll be going for are. They're life sentences for Anthony Albanese, Roger Cook, Dan Andrews, and every single Labor representative who doesn't now turn these grubs in. This isn't Rome. This isn't the Catholic Church. This is fucking Australia. This was established under the Church of England. We have our own agreements and, negotiations, everything with the Aboriginal people. We don't need you to drag in some type of lost souls parade of the people dispossessed by your evil fucking pharmaceutical and psychiatric experimentation, your evil removal of children in what makes the stolen generation look like nothing. You've done this to all ethnicities and all people of Australia for 40 years. This is not Rome. Rome is fucking dead. It is dead. And the Pope will be fucking dead soon. He will be dying in a fucking pit of fucking snakes, and the world will fucking cheer as that fucking imposter is finally laid to rest. But he won't be laid to rest. The image of the Pope, that Leo fella, he's a good dude. He's not there to fucking die and be a martyr for some type of fucking Ponzi scheme. He's there to sit in that fucking place and then, throw and cast, very much like they've always done, cast the imposter into the flames. That's his role. That's his job. And then he will be considered a fucking saint after that. A saint in the Christian church, not in the Roman Holy Catholic fucking blah, 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 blah. In the true fucking Christian church, which is now everywhere. If you want it. If you want to be in that. And it's really not, it's not a control thing. It's like the separation of our states, of our governments, of our monarchy, all these things, and the religion is all separate. The religion is there for you if you want it. It is not some type of, global fucking engineered servitude device anymore. And based on this, like if you think Epstein was bad, you just wait. Like we are at like this, like that, that you're getting used to little Epstein things. Like, okay, yeah, old men have sex with prostitutes, right? I don't know. Like we've got 1,000 years of like technological servitude to expose. It's time to stop now. We cannot foster the world's children to have them sitting as waiting fucking waiting agents of chaos and deception and sabotage. We cannot have that. That is not the spirit that which Australia was colonizing, was settled in, was anything. It's like if you take the stolen generation, it's like the minute that because there was a stolen generation that was mainly done by Catholics, it's like if you do that again onto the pioneering population, that's way worse because you're also doing it onto the Aboriginal people. It's the same trick over and over and over again. You cannot go to somewhere in the middle of the city and say that you're having an Invasion Day fucking ceremony. That you cannot. You need to change the fucking name of that, right? If you change the name, we'll change the date. We'll change it to the 22nd of August. But you're not parading around saying you're invading the place. It sets the mood for this inevitable conclusion. And it's like we've had 4 years of every Labor politician running around with rainbow fucking yes. What does rainbow have to do with yes? You can't compile all these things. I know you used to be able to do it, but you cannot do it anymore. It doesn't work. We are bombarded by PR and marketing. We are adapting, resiliency towards this. The further that you are attempting to do this in is undoing everything. It cannot work. And basically it's like the further you do it, we're going to just have to put down the strict thing. We're going to if you continue down this pathway, we'll go after every single person with the heaviest penalties that we can find, not just the leaders. It won't just be Cook and Albanese and Andrews. It'll be, and whatever her name is, it'll be all of you. Every single one of you. If we need us to go and commandeer the funds to settle this giant fucking experimental, orphanage, we need money to do that. We're going to need forces. You're going to be enlisted. There'll be forced fucking, forced conscription. If you've been fighting this, you've got to help us get the funds to cover the cost. There's no way through this. We are not a fucking satellite European fucking nation. We are a British fucking empire fucking project. It's called Australia. It's federated under that thing. This is what it is. This experimental, like, it's the bougiest fucking. It's like it's gonna piss everyone off. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep this as much as we can as a constitutional monarchy, but it's like we're skirting the line of everything here. This is the only pathway that doesn't involve extreme fascist fucking Nazi propaganda or extreme socialist fucking communist propaganda. It's like this is the path we are going to walk down. There is no alternative. There is no, never, ever, ever going to be some type of supreme fucking. It doesn't work like that. There is a structure of like integrity and responsibility and duty and virtue and all that. That's what we have. Yeah, we don't have an old man and a raffle that fucking, where they all put their name in a fucking bag and then pull it out. It's fucking stupid. If God's going to fucking do something, he's going to show you plain and simple. He's not a committee. And they know that. You know what I mean? Every single representative from the Catholic Church are all welcome to join the global Christian faith and work out ways to re-engineer. You've done it before. You've done it many times before. We're not going to sit there and go call it the Church of fucking England. Obviously, that's fucking stupid. It's like it's a reformed Christian church. That's all it is. And it can't keep pushing forward this, like, it has to separate the wheat from the chaff. It's like separate that story of the Immaculate Conception, separate that away from the duties, because that it sets the wrong mood. This is the inevitable conclusion. And I guarantee you plug it in, somehow work out how to algorithmically represent that in a way that doesn't expose what you're talking about into artificial intelligence of every single computer in the world, and find out what the inevitable result is. And this is be it. Because it's pairing. It's like game theory. If you're getting pairs up and you have a third element of God and you have this and you have, a select language, a select whatever, that's where it goes to. And I actually think it's the explanation for everything. It's like, if you want the explanation for why Islam is such a militant, has such a militant doctrine, it's like, it's because it's in opposition to this engineered doctrine of the Immaculate Conception. It's like we're all immaculately conceived. That's the truth. Every single person by direct of God, even if it's your direct father, he's working in the Spirit of God. That's how it's supposed to be. Fucking whatever, and it is supposed to, yes, introduce God, but your father, your direct, actual, biological, married, legitimate father, can be, should be the highest level of Christian belief. And I think it actually was. It's like that was actually the patriarchal structure of Rome. It's like this is a sickness. This is a disorder that has probably accidentally materialized, accidentally resulted in this skewed, basically recruiting drive, and has been continued on. But it is, and now like it's just like a mind virus. But it's ridiculous. Immaculate Conception should be reclassified and considered through all direct actual lines of paternity. Like it's however, all conception is Immaculate Conception. Basically, that's what I'm saying, and should be then considered as a fucking sin to destroy it or interfere with it. Yeah, it's a gigantic divide. I think at the time the story, perhaps there was a misogynistic kind of culture and a very controlling thing on women. It was a story that we needed. It's not the story we need anymore. And it's time to reform all the Christian churches again in a unified fashion, and then send that as a direct shot across the bow to the Islamic world and be like, listen, we're sorting out this thing. You're absolutely exposed. If you think you're covered, it's like, look what we did. Look what we had to reform because of our technologies and globalization. It's like, if you think Islam's not having a haircut as well with that example, you are truly insane. So, if you want to actually put the good foot forward and do what you claim to, this is what we need to do, and what you, more importantly, need to do. And I know that you already know that, and so I know that you will already do it. Alrighty, I'm going to go lay down because I feel like shit. Goodbye.